At the beginning of the summer travel season has been a tough one. Airlines have struggled to meet demand. They're short-staffed and have been forced to cancel a lot of flights.
Yeah, Southwest, in fact, canceled thousands of flights over the weekend. And then there's the rise in the number of unruly passengers. Just today, a flight from DFW to Minneapolis was delayed 3 hours after witnesses say a man refused to cover his nose with his mask and refused to get off the plane. So the video shows law enforcement escorting him off the evacuated plane. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager breaks down the travel woes from Dallas Love Field. Peyton.
Heather, Southwest Airlines Pilots Association tells me they came into June and July with very little flexibility in staffing, and this weekend is 4th of July weekend. It's going to be a true test. They are trying to remain optimistic, but they say it's likely the delays and the cancellations will continue.
Please step aside for your safety.
An unruly passenger is pulled from a Minneapolis-bound flight out of DFW Airport Tuesday morning. A passenger told Fox 4 the man refused to cover his nose with his mask and then refused to get off the plane, forcing an evacuation and a 3-hour delay.
Does it get you there any faster? No.
Violence on board aircrafts is at an all-time high. The Transportation Security Administration is set to begin self-defense training next week for all flight crew members. According to the FAA, 3,200 incidents have been reported just in the last 6 months.
You know, a lot of learning on the job of how we're having to handle, the distractions and the stress.
Add this to the long list of problems for Casey Murray, the president of Southwest Airlines Pilots Association. He says the pent-up consumer demand is clashing with summer storms and staffing. 1,500 pilots weren't flying during the pandemic and need to be retrained.
We have the staffing of pilots. We just don't have all the pilots available.
And then all of a sudden it got backed up, and it got backed up, and it continued to get backed up. So
it's been a 14-hour day for Jeff Lindbergh. His Southwest flight, one of 1,300 delayed on Tuesday. 129 were canceled altogether, and that's on top of thousands of disruptions this past weekend. And now the 4th of July is right around the corner.
Going into the summer with very little margin, when there are disruptions, it is a cascade effect that's occurring.
For example, tomorrow, Americans already starting to pre-cancel some flights.
Travel expert Rick Cini doesn't expect the cancellations and delays to let up. Fort Worth-based American Airlines canceled or delayed 700 flights on Tuesday alone.
The fact that if you do get canceled, there's nowhere to put you in the next 3 or 4 days because every flight's completely full.
Meanwhile, Lindbergh is glad his day is finally over.
I'm just happy to be down in Dallas now, so.
According to the Pilots Association, there are federal rules on how long a pilot can be working before he needs rest. But once they are clear, they are back in the air. As for the unruly passengers, the amount we've had this year, a little over 3,200, is equal to the number of unruly passengers we've had in the last 20 years combined.